Ready for another lesson? Stuntin' frontin' like my daddy. You know, that was a very popular song from Lil Wayne, Stuntin' like my daddy. And, don't get me wrong, Lil Wayne is a talented artist, but I don't think you should be taking advice from him. We see the lifestyle he live, and we don't need to bring that back up into question. So, I was at A.S.W.A.M today picking up some parts, and this young lady, I noticed she pulled up in a Benz, and it was her sister. So I went inside, and I was paying for my stuff. She offered to pay the change because I didn't want to break the bill. So I was like, hey, I got a change in my car, I'll pay you back. She like, no, but you can help me out though. So she needed some car advice. So okay, I popped this lady hood on the Benz, and the first thing I noticed is the engine cover have a Mercedes emblem glued on to the engine cover. And the person didn't make no attempt to try and make it look professional. It was clear that they use a paste or a bondo to stick it on. That should have been red flag number one. You shouldn't even have buy the car. As soon as you see that, you should have been like, nope. That mean what other else is jerry-rigged on the car, but it's a woman. Whatever. I proceed to help her out with the dipstick, and she was just talking, and I asked her some questions about the car. And she like, yeah, I just buy the car last month. Okay. And how many times you had to take the car into service? 3 times. And I like, sis, you need to give the car back. They sell you a lemon. And of course that wasn't what she wanted to hear, but somebody needed to tell her. So I like, did you finance the car or you pay all cash? She like, no, I financed the car. So I like, it would behoove you to go to the bank and tell them that, hey, this person sell me a lemon, and take the car back to wherever you buy it from and get receipts to show that he do work on your car or something. There's no receipts. He just tell me that the work he done on a car. And I like, miss, he could be telling you anything, but a receipt will show that the work that was done. Needless to say, I just like, okay, you know what, and that's fine. And I left. The point of the story is she wanted to stunt like her daddy. She wanted to front and act like she was successful and stuff, but you buying these pieces of shit Mercedes Benz. I wouldn't advise anybody to buy a Benz, yet alone a used Benz, because they're very expensive to repair. But I don't know what's going on in she life, and I don't care. But she wanted to look good, and the Benz look good, but if it's a piece of shit, I don't care how good it look and the paint glistening. You want to stunt like your daddy, okay, but there's questions that you need to ask. First of all, how did your father get the money? Legally or illegally? 2, do he really have money? Or he just fronting like he have money, living paycheck to paycheck or below paycheck to paycheck? And just because your daddy have money, that don't mean you have money. Your parents have money, that don't mean you have money. You have to go out and get your own money. The worst thing, especially in our community, what you can do is give your children money. They won't appreciate it, and they won't appreciate the value of the work that you had to put in for that money. And they won't stunt because they realize that you built it off of your back, blood, sweat, and tears. And then if you did it legally and you want to stunt like your daddy, you should have the keys and the blueprint to do the same thing he do in a shorter time and on way more than he did, because he already given you a head start. But yet you want to front for people that don't give a shit about you and fake friends and all of this nonsense. But your friends living paycheck to paycheck as well, and they stunting like they daddies too. Entitled children of rich folks most of the time usually turned out to be fucked up individuals, because everything was given to them. Very rarely do I see in our community where we actually talk about money to our children and teach them about finances. I guess we're too busy working and going out to the club and getting Yeezys and doing all other unimportant stuff. But yet the other communities forcing their children into fields that society needs. And I think that's what we need as well. I think that we should tell our children when they come of age, this is the choices you have to be. Pick one, and you're going to commit to that. I don't care about your feelings. I don't care if you want to quit. But once you pick that, you're going to specialize in it. And you're going to be way off better. And you could thank me later. Because I think that's one of the best ways to fuck your child up. Is to give them the fundamentals on how to be a resourceful adult who don't need to depend on anyone. And they can create money out of thin air. To create and live the prosperous life that they were supposed to live. You've been taught.